But I don't expect at any time now or in the future that any country will ever have 100% foolproof intelligence. After Pulwama, there was the Balakot airstrike. Now today I think we're going to see something more than that. You do not ask a murderer to investigate his own murders. The Pakistanis have to understand that they cannot kill Indians with impunity. But if you do something to us, then be prepared for a response. Blood is going to flow. I'm sorry to say it will flow possibly more on their side than on ours.
काम के बारे में और दूसरे देशों की सुरक्षा के बारे में जो शशि थरूर जी ने कहा है, तो मैं उनसे एक सवाल पूछता हूँ, वो कांग्रेस पार्टी में है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी में? फिर यही मोदी जी अमित शाह कहते हैं कि अब तो आतंकवादियों की कमर टूट गई है। तो भैया फुल प्रूफ सिक्योरिटी की बात तो मोदी जी अमित शाह ये सरकार कर रही है। आप भारत सरकार को खंडन कर रहे हैं, सुपर बीजेपी मैन बन रहे हैं आप। उन्होंने दावा किया, हम थोड़ी कह रहे थे कि कोई परिंदा पर नहीं मार सकता। और यह भी कहा 2013-14 के चुनाव में कि मोदी जी प्राइम मिनिस्टर बन जाएंगे तो लाहौर तक घुस करके मारेंगे। शशि थरूर को यह नहीं पूछना चाहिए कि क्या घुस करके मारे? शशि थरूर को यह भी पूछना चाहिए कि कांग्रेस या यूपीए सरकार पीओके नहीं ले पाई, इसी पर बीजेपी घेरती है, तो शशि थरूर को पूछना चाहिए कि पीओके कब ले हैं आप? शशि थरूर को यह भी पूछना चाहिए कि जो बैथरन है पहलगाम में, जो ऑल पार्टी मीटिंग में झूठ बोला कि तो 2 दिन पहले खुला और टूरिस्ट ने और वहां के ऑपरेटर ने बताया, नहीं पूरे साल खुला रहता है। मुझे तो लगता है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी वाले इतना बड़ा वकील नहीं हो पाएंगे। और दूसरी बात है, 9/11 के बाद अमेरिका में कौन सी घटना हो गई, चाइना में कौन सी घटना हो गई, कई देशों में कौन सी घटना हुई कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने उनको नियुक्त कर दिया है क्या अपना स्पोक्स पर्सन? बीजेपी जो दावा कर रही है उसको उनको नजर नहीं आ रहा, और जो विपक्ष जनून सवाल पूछ रहा है कि हमारी सिक्योरिटी लैप्स है, तो उस पर भी लेपापोती कर रहे हैं।
I did so when it happened. I was actually in Lakshadweep with a parliamentary committee. But from there, with bad connectivity, I was still able to get out a message condemning it very strongly. I think there is no doubt anymore in anyone's mind. This is part of a pattern we have seen for a quarter of a century. Going back to Chhattisgarh in 2000 and going through so many other incidents. And most notably, of course, we've seen Uri, we've seen Sangrota, we've seen Pathankot, we've seen Pulwama, and now we have seen the horrors of Pahalgam. I think it's very clear there is a pattern. People are encouraged, trained, armed, equipped, and often guided from across the border. Then Pakistan denies all responsibility. Eventually, responsibility is established, proven, including by foreign intelligence agencies. And then India has to cede, but we tend not to escalate beyond the point. Last 2 times there was some retaliation. After Uri, we sent the government sent a surgical strike across the border, and after after Pulwama, there was the Balakot airstrike. Now today, I think we're going to see something more than that. I think it's very clear that while we have a whole range of options, diplomatic, economic, intelligence sharing, covert action, overt action, all of that, some sort of visible military response is unavoidable. I think the nation is demanding it and expecting it. No one knows what it will be, where it will be, and when it will be. But I am convinced there will be some response.
So at the same time, after Modi government came into power, it's the 7th time, 7 or 8th time, this type of attack is going on.
It's at least the 11th or 12th time that the casualties have been more than 1 or 2 people. There have been dozens of attacks with 1 or 2 victims, but if you look at the number of attacks which has taken at least double-figure tolls, this must be at least the 10th or 12th.
Right now, Pakistan says that they are open to a neutral investigation. So how you...
Listen, these are the people who were invited to participate in the investigation into Pathankot. They sent their intelligence. Even we gave them access to an Indian Air Force base. And they went back and said, oh, the Indians did it to themselves. I will have no interest personally in Pakistan's participation in any investigation. You do not ask a murderer to investigate his own murders.
Right now, India said that every Pakistanis to go back to their
Yes.
country, and also they have stopped the Indus Valley Treaty as well. So how you see these measures taken by Indian government?
Look, the human costs of people being forced to go back is sad. I know there are, in Kerala alone, I believe 59 Pakistani citizens are medical patients here, and they will have to go in the middle of their treatment. There are husbands and wives across the border in both countries who will be affected. There are complicated cases where one parent has one passport, the child has another passport. I feel sorry for them. But I think when the government wants to send a very strong signal that normal relations are no longer possible, this inevitably happens. Ordinary human beings are the victims. When it comes to the Indus Waters Treaty, it has not been abrogated. It has been placed in abeyance, which is like saying it's been suspended. Frankly, at the moment, I don't see very much change to the Pakistanis because India has not built either storage facilities or diversionary structures into which the water can go. So we cannot suddenly say tomorrow, Pakistan, you're getting no water, because where will the water go? We can't flood India either. So it is more a symbolic gesture at this point. The treaty is in suspension. We will not feel ourselves bound by it. What we do to implement more serious measures, I leave it to the government.
At the same time, Pakistan People Party chairman Bilawal Bhutto says that if threatened that the blood will flow in reverse if water is stopped.
Look, there is all this inflammatory rhetoric. The Pakistanis have to understand that they cannot kill Indians with impunity. It's as simple a message as that. You want to leave your life in peace, we will not bother you, we will leave you in peace. We have no designs on Pakistan. We don't want to do anything to the Pakistanis ourselves, but if you do something to us, then be prepared for a response. I think that message is very clear. They can say what they like, and if blood is going to flow, I'm sorry to say it will flow possibly more on their side than on ours.
One last question is about the opposition. Says that the intelligence has been failed, the government has been failed. Right now, MA Baby, the CPM General Secretary, says that the revoke of Article 370 is the main cause of these kind of issues happening in India. So, how would you see those?
Look, as far as intelligence failure is concerned, it's obvious that there was not foolproof intelligence. Obviously, there was some failure, but the question is whether the inevitable investigation that is required should be the priority now, or whether a credible response should be the priority now. In due course, there will have to be an investigation by the government, because it's the government's own responsibility to fix accountability and figure out what happened. And I hope they will do so. But we've got the example of Israel, October 7th. The world's best intelligence services, according to everybody, were taken by surprise on October 7th just 2 years ago. And my own view very clearly is that it seems to me that just as the Israelis are waiting till the end of the war before they demand accountability and answers, similarly, we too should first see the present crisis through, and then definitely there should be an accounting. But I don't expect at any time now or in the future that any country will ever have 100% foolproof intelligence. Sometimes you succeed, sometimes you don't. We'll never know about the various terror attacks that were successfully thwarted. We only know about the ones we failed to thwart. That is normal in any kind of relationship. I do agree that there were failures, but I do not agree right now that that should be the main focus. Main focus should be the outrageous crimes committed against innocent Indian tourists, the damage that is sought to be wrought to the economy of Kashmir in order to increase discontent in Kashmir, the damage being done to communal relations even within India by their kind of inflammatory communal rhetoric when the general in charge of the Pakistan army says Hindus and Muslims can never live together. What is the message he wants to send? This is disgraceful, contemptible language, and we must stand up firmly and unitedly against it. To my mind, all of India is united in wanting to give a fitting response to the Pakistanis.
Minutes before Narendra Modi in the Man Ki Baat says that the perpetrators will get a harsh hit response. So do you think this harsh hit response will give up at a time quickly for the...
No, I'm sure it won't be too long in coming, but obviously the government will not signal what it is until it's happened. I mean, you have some desire to show some element of surprise in what you do, but there will certainly be a response. And what is more, I believe the nation will support whatever response the government judges appropriate, because we are no longer going to take this lying down.
When we are talking, there are tensions going on in Pakistan and India borders. So how do you see those things?
Look, it's sad. No one wants war. Any government of India is focused, first of all, on the development of India, on the economy, on the growth, on the prosperity of the Indian people. We don't want to be distracted by war. We didn't start this. And let's make that very clear. We are a country that is not interested in initiating war with anybody. It's not in our civilizational history. It is not in our recent political history. We are a country that wants to live in peace and focus on the well-being of our own people. Unfortunately, there are malign, evil men on the other side of the border who will not let us live in peace, who are determined to destroy all hopes of peace in our country. And that is why it is indispensable that we teach them a lesson so they're not tempted to misbehave like this again in future.
The last question is about Trump, the statement. He said that India and Pakistan will figure it out one way or other. This is what Trump said.
One way or the other, well, we're going to try. We've tried many ways. I think we'll try one more. And then we'll see how they're going to figure it out in response. And then if necessary, we'll respond again.
पहलगाम के बारे में और दूसरे देशों की सुरक्षा के बारे में जो शशि थरूर जी ने कहा है, तो मैं उनसे एक सवाल पूछता हूं, वो कांग्रेस पार्टी में है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी में? यही मोदी जी थे, जब वो प्राइम मिनिस्टर नहीं थे तो कहते थे कि समस्या सीमा पर नहीं है, केंद्र पर है। और दूसरी बात है कि यही मोदी जी प्रचार कर रहे थे कुछ दिन पहले, अब आतंकवादी ये नहीं है कि मार करके वापस चले जाएंगे। फिर यही मोदी जी अमित शाह कहते हैं कि अब तो आतंकवादियों की कमर टूट गई है। तो भैया, फुल प्रूफ सिक्योरिटी की बात तो मोदी जी, अमित शाह, ये सरकार कर रही है। आप भारत सरकार को खंडन कर रहे हैं, सुपर बीजेपी मैन बन रहे हैं आप। उन्होंने दावा किया, हम थोड़ी कह रहे थे कि कोई परिंदा पर नहीं मार सकता। और यह भी कहा 2013-14 के चुनाव में कि मोदी जी प्राइम मिनिस्टर बन जाएंगे तो लाहौर तक घुस करके मारेंगे। शशि थरूर को यह नहीं पूछना चाहिए कि क्या घुस करके मारे? शशि थरूर को यह भी पूछना चाहिए कि कांग्रेस या यूपीए सरकार पीओके नहीं ले पाई, इसी पर बीजेपी घेरती है, तो शशि थरूर को पूछना चाहिए कि पीओके कब ले हैं आप? और शशि थरूर को यह भी पूछना चाहिए कि जो बैथरन है पहलगाम में, जो ऑल पार्टी मीटिंग में झूठ बोला कि तो 2 दिन पहले खुला और टूरिस्ट ने और वहां के ऑपरेटर ने बताया नहीं, पूरे साल खुला रहता है। तो शशि थरूर क्या वकील बन गए हैं क्या भारतीय जनता पार्टी का? मुझे तो लगता है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी वाले इतना बड़ा वकील नहीं हो पाएंगे। और दूसरी बात है, 9/11 के बाद अमेरिका में कौन सी घटना हो गई, चाइना में कौन सी घटना हो गई, कई देशों में कौन सी घटना हुई? इजराइल एक एक्सेप्शन था, यहां तो एक्सेप्शन थोड़ी है। उरी हुआ और पुलवामा हुआ, और इसके अलावा भी गुलमर्ग में हुआ, रजौरी पंच में हुआ, पहलगाम में हुआ। तो शशि थरूर जी ये तय कर ले कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने उनको नियुक्त कर दिया है क्या अपना स्पोक्स पर्सन। इस तरह से तो बीजेपी जो दावा कर रही है उसको उनको नजर नहीं आ रहा, और जो विपक्ष जनून सवाल पूछ रहा है और जिसको सत्ता पक्ष में भी माना कि हमारी सिक्योरिटी लैप्स है, तो उस पर भी लेपापोती कर रहे हैं। तो मैं तो बड़ा हैरान हूं